Gertrude of Sulzbach was queen consort of Germany from 1138 until her death as second wife of the Hohenstaufen king Conrad III family. She was a daughter of the Bavarian Count Berengar II of Sulzbach and his second wife Adelheid of Wolfratshausen. Berengar was a son of Count Gertrude II of Sulzbach and Irmgard of Rott. Irmgard was a daughter of the Bavarian Count Palatine Kuno I of Rott, founder of Rott Abbey, and his wife Uta. There is a theory identifying her mother as a daughter of Count Frederick III of Andextessen. However, this is not confirmed by primary sources. Countess Irmgard is mentioned as the founder of the Augustinian chapter in Berchtesgaden. There is mention of her marrying twice, but the identity of her second husband is disputed. The most likely candidate is Count Kuno II of Horburg. Gertrude's grandfather Gerhard II is generally considered identical with Count Gerhard I of Sulzbach, the first person known to have used this comital title. On 28 November 1043, Gerhard was granted property by charter of King Henry III of Germany, whereby his mother is mentioned as Adelheid. The Genealogiestafeln zur mitteleuropäischen Geschichte Genealogy by Wilhelm Wegner identifies her as Adelaide of Susa, his father therefore being Duke Hermann IV of Swabia. This theory has gained some acceptance. However, Charles Corley notes that this would place Gerhard's birth c. 1037 to 1038. In order for him to have her children by the 1080s, this would require a succession of teenage bridegrooms, which seems improbable. Wegner theorizes the wife of Gerhard I to have been a daughter of Berengar, Count in the Bavarian Nordgau. He suggests that Sulzbach was part of her dowry. Corley considers the theory to stand only on the transmission of the name Berengar into her husband's family. Otherwise, no connection between the families is known to exist. The identity of Gertrude's mother is mentioned in the Kasseler Reimchronik, verse 525. Adelheid of Wolfratshausen is mentioned in various other documents of the 12th century as Countess of Sulzbach, without mentioning her husband. Der Fundetribus Monastery Decensis contains a rather confused genealogy concerning her two most prominent daughters. Otto II, Count of Wolfratshausen, father of Adelheid, is given as father to Richenza of Northeim, Empress, and Maria, Empress of the Greeks. Richenza was actually Empress consort of Lothair II. The author of the text had apparently confused her with Gertrude von Sulzbach. Maria is probably a confusion for Irene, the baptismal name of Gertrude's sister Bertha of Sulzbach, wife of Manuel I Komnenos. Both were granddaughters of Otto and children of Count Berengar and Adelheid. At the time of Gertrude's birth, in 1111, Count Berengar II was among the nobles attending the coronation of the last Salian Emperor Henry V. He is mentioned among the sureties of documents related to the coronation. In 1120, Berengar is recorded granting a donation to the Prince-Bishopric of Bamberg. He is mentioned as co-founder of Kastl Abbey about 1103 and as the founder of the Berchtesgaden monastery on behalf of his late mother in 1101-02, as well as of Bamberg Abbey about 1107-09. On 23 December 1122, he was one of the German nobles who signed the Concordat of Worms between Emperor Henry V and Pope Calixtus II. In August 1125, Berengar is mentioned in documents of Henry's successor King Lothair II of Germany. His death is documented 4 months later. The known siblings of Gertrude include Adelheid, abbess of the Niedenberg monastery at Passau, Bertha of Sulzbach, Byzantine empress's wife of Emperor Manuel I Komnenos, Louis Guard, wife first of Count Godfrey II of Leuven, Duke of Lower Lorraine, and secondly of Hugo XII, Count of Dagsburg and Metz. Matilda of Sulzbach, wife of Margrave Engelbert III of Istria. Gertrude III, Count of Sulzbach, married Matilda, daughter of Duke Henry IX of Bavaria in 1129. Marriage. Gertrude married Conrad of Hohenstaufen, son of late Duke Frederick of Swabia, in 1136. While Conrad's elder brother Frederick II had succeeded the father as Duke of Swabia, he himself was elected German anti-king in 1127, but had to witness the coronation of his rival Lothair II as Holy Roman Emperor in 1133. Conrad finally submitted in 1135. The next year he joined the emperor on his Italian campaign and married Gertrude. The matrimonial alliance between the House of Hohenstaufen and the Counts of Sulzbach led to close relations between the two families. When Gertrude's brother Count Gertrude III died, the line became extinct, leaving the Hohenstaufen Emperor Frederick I Barbarossa as his sole heir. After Emperor Lothair II died in 1137, Gertrude's husband Conrad finally was elected King of the Romans on 7 March 1138, though he had to ward off the claims raised by the rivaling Welf Duke Henry X of Bavaria and his sons Henry the Lion and Welf I. At the time, Gertrude had already died at Hersfeld Abbey, as she became ill after the birth of her second son Frederick. She was 36 years old, and was buried in the church of the former Cistercian monastery of Ebrach, right next to her younger son. Issue. From her marriage with Conrad III, Gertrude had two sons, Henry Berengar, who in March 1147 was proclaimed co-king by his father, being crowned on 30 March 1147 in Aachen. Frederick of Rothenburg, Duke of Swabia from 1152, married 1166 Gertrude of Bavaria, daughter of Henry the Lion, Duke of Bavaria and Saxony. Ancestry.